I'm going to show you how to get managing your facilities in minutes, not much. Anecdotally, you hear of these projects that take 1 or 2 years to get up to speed. But with these complex IDWMS systems, we are not an SAP. We are a QuickBooks, if you want to use that sort of metaphor. All your drawings in place, you can get up and running very quickly. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on our Buildings button, and we are going to come to this Riverfront Center because we've just added a new floor to this building, let's say, and I'm going to come in here and look at our details. Before we sort of get started here, I'm just going to pause, explain to you what I'm about to show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a floor record in a building, and then we're going to link a drawing file, a DWG file, to that floor. And once that's linked in, we're going to just quickly go in and show you how you can categorize space. It's an office, it's a storage room. How to assign surfaces. Does it have carpeting? Does it have ceramic tile? Assign people. Is Bob sitting in this room and Joe sitting in that room? What's the organization? Can assign all of those details to individual spaces. And then finally, we're going to print out some reports and so get a service request. So over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to mode a floor plan, categorize a space, assign people, and run a service request against that. So let's get started. So here we have our Riverfront Center. I'm going to create a new floor with this option here, and our floor code, we'll call it the 4th floor because that's what we're bringing in. So we just had 2 required fields here, the 4th floor ID and name. We're going to save that. It confirms it. And you can see this 4th floor record shows up here in our details. And we don't see an image of that, of course, as we haven't linked it yet. So I'll just click on this little chevron on the right side, and we're going to click on our floor plan option. And over here on the left, it's currently showing us one of the current floors. I'm going to navigate to our 4th floor, which is the one that we just created. You can see that it says the specified drawing does not exist. That's what we're going to do next. We've got, with the interface here, I think it's very user-friendly. We have these icons instead of words. You can mouse over it and tells you what you can do with it. These are our tools. We've got you can mouse over again to see what each of these do. We're going to link our floor plan. So this link button is what I'm going to click. On the right-hand side, it's expecting us to upload a file called 03404, which is the 4th floor of this particular building. I'm going to click on our navigation. And here is our 03404 floor plan. This is a DWG file. I'm going to bring them in, and it reads it. And again, I can use my mouse wheel to zoom rating here and have a look at it. And for those that are familiar with AutoCAD and facilities management tools, each of these rectangles is a polyline or a closed boundary. And the number inside that is the room identifier. You can see in this case, the room identifier is kind of obscured by the equipment symbols in that space. So that's what our floor plan looks like. We've also got that floor plan open up here in a CAD software called DraftSite. So for those of you that are familiar with AutoCAD or other CAD software tools, you'll recognize this. And one important note I want to make here is that unlike other IWMS systems, you do not need any kind of AutoCAD plugin. You don't need to use AutoCAD. You can use DraftSite. You can use AutoCAD LT. You can use any CAD software you want as long as it can save a DWG file. And then we can work with that. So that's, you don't have to purchase any other CAD software in order to use our system. So what we're going to do now, just to get back on track, we're loading this floor plan. We've got some options here. On the upper right, we've just selected this plan, and we can do a floor link. And I'm just going to click on this link button. And it's going to read the polylines that are on the exterior of this plan. And it reports us, we got 20,949 square feet. That's really cool. It's not all that's fit. What about the spaces? I can click on the spaces template here. And I think click on our link button, and it's going to read all the spaces on this plan. And everything looks pretty good except for these two spaces right here that are colored orange or red. And if you look at our legend, it says we've got 205 spaces that are good, and we got two duplicates. So that's telling us that we have duplicate room IDs in those spaces, and we don't want to bring that in with that error. So we can fix that. And I'm just going to zip back over to our drawing file here. And I'm going to zoom into that spot, and you can see, oh, we had about two spaces here with the same number. That's obviously a problem. I'm going to click on one of these room numbers here and come over here and change that to what it's supposed to be. 574. And we'll just save our drawing. So yes, that drawing's been updated. And now I'm going to reselect that file because it's going to reread it. And we come in here now, we're going to have another look at it. We put on our spaces link. And you can see everything looks good now. There's no errors, there's no duplicate text. And we could just commit this right now if we wanted to. But we've got a couple other tools that I want to show you. Before you load this drawing, we can prepare it. So where is this drawing coming from? I'm going to click on this prep option here. This brings us into a different viewing editor. And we've got three basic tools here. We've got third-party layers. So we've got none, which means this is a brand new drawing. It's got the IDN layers already in place. We don't have to do any layer management. But what if this is coming in from Archibus? What if it's coming in from Centerstone, Troy Riga, iOffice? We've got tools that will manage all of that. So you don't have to be a CAD expert. You don't have to go into CAD and change all the layers to whatever software you're working with. We can just automatically process that for you. So if let's say you're coming in from iOffice, it will read that drawing. It'll understand the layers that iOffice uses. It'll convert them to the IDN layers if you wish. It will understand where you're coming from. And part of our compatible, affordable, friendly mobile message is compatibility. We're compatible with our competitors, if you will. So going along, we have the next section here is asset text preparation. So if I zoom in here, you can see that the room numbers are quite large. They're in the middle of the space. In this space here, it's being obscured. So we've got this option here to move text, and not just move the text, we can resize it. So the text can be proportional to the size of the space. So we've got some tiny little janitor's closet. You know, the room number will be proportionally sized. And then the other options we have down here, we can create IDN layers. We can hide hatches. And we're going to unselect all of these as our drawing is coming in with IDN layers. But we're going to do the move text. I'm just going to click on this prepared drawing option. So what it's doing now, it's reading that drawing file, reading all the text, moving that text, resizing it. And the reason we're doing this, it just makes the drawing a lot more manageable, actually. And here we go. We're all prepared. And I'm going to zoom right back into that equipment room, and you can see what's happened here. It's moved that text to the lower left corner. It's no longer obscured. Over here, you can see all the text has been moved. So that's what the drawing preparation tool does for us. And now we're going to do the lake. Okay, so we're going to click on our floor. We're going to click on the lake option. Everything looks good, and we're going to commit those changes. So this is the first time that we've actually created any data really of the database, because we've analyzed the drawing. Now we're committing it to our database. And next step is to click on our spaces template. We'll do our length. There's all our spaces. These are coming into the database, and we're going to create 207 these spaces, and we're going to commit those changes now. Go on. And there we are. I'm going to refresh this. And now you can see there's our fourth floor with the image. And if you put on link space, you can see all the spaces that are linked. We've got 207 spaces in total on that floor. The entire building has 43,000 square feet. we can come in and have a look at that floor that we just linked. So we've got our drawing link. What do we do now? I'm zooming in with my mouse wheel, as you can see. We've got number tools on the side here. We've got occupancy. We've got surfaces. So let's start with surfaces. We're going to virtually walk through our building. We're coming through with a tablet, let's say, and we click on this space. And you can see on the right-hand side here, it says there's no surface currently assigned. I can click on this button, and I could say, well, that space has carpet. And of course, that list of flooring is completely modifiable. I'm going to save that. And you'll see the color changes accordingly. I can also select multiple spaces. So instead of just selecting one at a time, I can hold down the Shift key, and I can do a multi-select like this. And it says you've got 8 records selected. So I can take them all and, in this case, categorize them. I can say they are offices, they are cubicles. I can say they have a assignable status. We can put people in those spaces. They all have carpet. And even if they all work for the same organization, we can come in and select that as well. They make work for this department and this division, and hit save. So as you're doing your space survey, as you're walking through the facility, you can update the details like that. You can see I clicked on this categorization button, and we have a legend button over here. So it says we've got currently 288 square feet of office space, or in this case, cubicles. If we click on our organization, you can say, oh, there's the division department we just assigned for this business. Okay, moving along, what about people as you're doing your walkthrough? You want to assign people to spaces. We'll go to our chairs and click on this chair, talks about occupancy. And you'll see that displays this people button here, list of individuals who need to be assigned to spaces. I'm going to click on that. And it's going to bring up a listing here of all the people that currently are in the system. And if we look at our filter options, what it's currently showing us here is all internal contacts, people that do not currently have seating, and they have an active status. Well, I'm going to say, well, we've got some contractors that just joined us. They need place to sit. I'm going to click on contractor. I don't really care what their status does. And we make sure that they currently don't have any seating assigned. I'm going to apply that filter. And it comes up with the much shorter list of contractors in this case that we can assign seating to. I'm going to put about Danny Ocean here. When I clicked on his name, right at the top, it says assign Danny Ocean. It's waiting for me to pick a space. I'm going to put Danny right there. And you can see if his name pops up. And as I zoom in, zoom out, it resizes the text accordingly. So it makes it easy to visualize. That I can just keep going along like that. I can put Brad and Linus, hop Gib in there. Yeah, we can get Frank, put Frank over here. And it's just that easy. Just drag and drop people. Now they are assigned to that space. Come back to our tool. So if I click on that space now, you can see it shows Danny Ocean. He's there. I can view edit that particular individual's personnel record. So I can see the organization they worked for, their space assignment, and so forth. That's been updated. And I can come here and look at the full edit form for the space itself. So what is the details of this space? Here's the area, the division organization, the type of category type of space, and as you can see, it shows us Danny Ocean is assigned to that, and if there's options here to unassign that person. And of course, to add new people to the space. It's here by using this assign personnel button. Okay, so as we're doing our space walkthrough, we're identifying people, surfaces, organizations, etc. What about if we come across a piece of equipment that we want to identify? So I'm going to click on this equipment button over here on the left. And it's going to change to the equipment mode. And up at the top here, it says click on an equipment symbol, or we can actually add new equipment symbols. So let's say there's a fire extinguisher that we noticed in this particular space, and we want to make note of that. We could get a list of symbols here. I can flip on me plus sign, and then I can come in here and I can drop that fire extinguisher symbol on our drawing. That's kind of big, so I can click on that and I can change the scale of it, make it say smaller. I can move it, so I could say, well, it's actually over here, change the color and so forth. That symbol's placed, I can click on it. I can go to the full edit form. So as I'm walking through the facility, I can identify particular pieces of equipment that I want to manage. I can scan the barcode if I was using my mobile device here, catching them. How we can get the equipment quickly into the system. And lastly, we're going to look at our service request option. So let's say as you're walking through this space, you notice that there's a leak or there's some sort of issue that needs to be repaired. I can click on this hard hat guy here, and I can click down a space. And at the top, again, it says service requests. Click on a space, and I got this option up here. It says service request. I can quickly open up a service request. I can say, well, what's the problem? It's a custodial issue. The trash all over the place. Want to empty that trash out. And if you want to take a picture of it, I don't have a camera associated here, but if I had a picture that was to select here, I could do that and then just hit submit. Or I could take a photo of the trash situation. And then once we've got that mode, I can click on the hard hat and I can see as a work manager where there are work requests in the system. And I can say, oh, there's a work request in this space. What is it? I can click on that space. So I click on that space. It shows me the work request that's currently there. I can go in and I can view the details of it. And if I say, okay, I'm going to approve this work request. Every time you change status, it's going to want to know a little bit of detail of what happened. I can go and print this work order out. At the bottom here, we have a print option. And I want to send this off to a tradesperson to fulfill this work request. Here we got a work order that we can either print out or email to the tradesperson, could be outside contractor. And here's the basic details. And then page 2 actually shows you where that location is on a floor plan. You can imagine someone who's not familiar with the floor plan. Where is this room? Here it is, quickly, no problem. And of course, you can display this on your mobile device as well. So here we are managing from nothing to service request, people assignments, all in minutes. Thanks for watching, everyone.